It appears that Mel Owens has struggled to decide which woman he wants to live out his days with. An exclusive preview of The Golden Bachelor's forthcoming finale episode was released by Us Weekly in an article that was published on Tuesday, November 11th. The video shows the 66-year-old retired athlete, who is only interested in two ladies, Cindy Angelsik Colors and Peg Munson, having a serious chat with Colors 60 during their one-on-one date. "I enjoy hanging out with you. Being with you is wonderful," Owens told Colors bluntly. "I am torn between you and Peg, but it's a difficult situation. You're sharing, caring, and smart," Colors retorted. "It's really difficult for me because I've struggled with trying not to shut down, just to remain present, to remain open and vulnerable. It's hard to find a partner, but it could happen here, right?" Owens described Colors as a brave soul for sticking through this process. Warning, according to the U.S. Sun, Owens apparently becomes engaged to Munson, 62, in the last episode, instead of ending up with Colors, as Star originally reported. Owens was more difficult in the beginning, which is why everyone had doubts, but he really did allow himself to be vulnerable to the process, a production source told the site. The source continued, and as a result he had a storybook ending, and producers are thrilled with the result. Since his season began, Owens has been embroiled in controversy. He was criticized on the In the Trenches podcast for stating that he only wanted to date women who were between the ages of 45 and 60 and that he hoped to avoid the artificial hips and the wigs. One of the most notable competitors on The Golden Bachelor, Mel Owens, has been at the center of a flurry of emotions as the season finale approaches. Owens, who is well known for his endearing demeanor, attractive appearance, and touching moments during the show, now acknowledges that the last few days of the competition have put him in a difficult situation. Both spectators and insiders are asking what might be so difficult for the 62-year-old bachelor at such a pivotal time in light of this disclosure. We'll explore more closely at what Mel Owens has shared about his experience, the challenges he's experienced off-screen, and how The Golden Bachelor has affected his personal life in our unique analysis. Owens has had to make difficult decisions because of the drama, the options, and the conclusion, but he is now prepared to speak up. The Golden Bachelor's journey. It's important to comprehend Mel Owens' path to The Golden Bachelor before delving into the current chaos. After losing his wife, Mel, a widower who had led a happy and fulfilling life, had been hesitant to pursue romance. He frequently talked about how difficult it was to think about dating again, particularly after the death of his husband. But when the option to participate in The Golden Bachelor presented itself, he saw it as an opportunity to push his limitations and examine his emotional fortitude, as well as perhaps find love again. He started the show with the typical mixture of trepidation and exhilaration. Mel knew that, as one of the elder competitors, his age might make him stand out. However, what really set him apart was his sincere wish to establish a genuine connection, which won him over followers right away. Viewers saw Mel develop close bonds with a number of the women during the season, each of which was characterized by tender and happy moments. A tough circumstance emerges. As the season went on, it became evident that Mel had been torn between two very divergent emotional trajectories. At first, he had deep connections with some of the ladies, but one relationship in particular started to stick out. However, this relationship had its own set of issues that started to negatively impact Mel's emotions and thoughts. Owens acknowledged in a subsequent interview that he was not entirely ready for the difficult situation that the show's closing moments had put him in. Mel said in an emotional voice, "There are times when you feel like you've connected with someone, and then something happens that shakes you to your core. I've started to doubt my emotions and wonder if I'm acting appropriately. Sometimes I have to make the best decision for myself, but the hardest part is not wanting to upset anyone." This remark is not the first time Owens has been forthright about his vulnerabilities. He has obviously suffered emotionally as a result of the weight of his choices, knowing that one woman's heart will eventually be destroyed. Those who have watched his journey from the start have observed that Owens has been conflicted in recent episodes, with his facial expressions revealing the psychological struggle he has been going through. The difficult situation Mel describes is the last choice he has to make and his battle to keep his feelings in check while weighing the pros and cons of picking between two ladies. The stakes have never been higher as the show draws to a close, and Mel has realized how much depends on his choice. He truly loves both ladies, but he knows that one of them will ultimately experience heartbreak. Public scrutiny's effect. It's never easy to compete on a reality program, and the intense public scrutiny may be debilitating. The strain of managing these feelings while being captured on camera for millions of people to see has caused Mel, who is currently making a life-altering choice, to experience even more stress. He said, "Making a life-changing decision when it's just you and the person you're with is difficult enough. However, it's a whole different situation when millions of people are watching. The pressure cannot be avoided." Given their knowledge of Mel's emotional anguish, many fans have come together to support him on social media. He should be more assertive in his decisions, according to some, who have questioned his hesitancy. Owens acknowledged that it has been a continuous battle to tune out the noise, indicating that this internet backlash has only increased his stress levels. He remarked, "There are moments when you just want to close your eyes and spend time with the people who genuinely care about you. But it's difficult to do that when you're on a show like this. While you must be honest with yourself, you also want to treat everyone fairly. That is the most challenging aspect." The tragic conclusion. The suspense is evident as the season finale draws near. Mel has been more emotional than ever in the last few episodes as he struggles to make the choice that will affect the rest of his life. Knowing that Mel's heart will finally lead him, although painfully, fans have been waiting impatiently for the time when he will make his decision. Owens alluded to having already made up his mind in his most recent interview, but it's obvious that he's still processing this information on an emotional level. "The most difficult days have been the past few. It's not just about choosing the person with whom I connect the most," he clarified. "It's about making sure I'm being true to myself and not letting fear or doubt cloud my judgment." Fans have responded strongly to Mel's openness and sensitivity during this journey. His readiness to acknowledge his difficulties and conflicting feelings demonstrates that he is a man who values emotional integrity above all else and takes relationships seriously. It's simple to think that a show like The Golden Bachelor is about finding love, but the reality is much more nuanced. Mel has discovered over this season that it's about taking chances, mending, and self-discovery. Mel Owens' new beginning. Mel Owens has stated that this event has changed his life, regardless of the show's outcome. He has developed a better awareness of himself and his emotional needs, regardless of whether he finds enduring love. Mel said, "I've discovered that love is more than simply finding a life partner. Knowing who you are and what you really want in a partner is also important." Although fans are curious to see how Mel's adventure will conclude, they also understand that it is only the beginning. He has demonstrated that, even in the face of tough choices, it's never too late to be open to new options. The future is bright for Mel, whether he is navigating this new chapter in his life alone or with a special someone by his side. Viewers will undoubtedly be moved and engrossed in Mel Owens' journey by the Golden Bachelor's climax. But one thing is certain, Mel is a legendary character in the reality TV industry because of his integrity and fortitude in the face of adversity.